Hi guys, it's a new day, it's a new vlog. Today was weird, I have to say. The weather is just grey and grey, which always sets me in a mood. That actually usually helps with doing art stuff, but today, not really. Talking about the schedule though, that yesterday's topic. Um, I did do some prototype stuff for the video shoot of the day, and I was only partially successful. So while I make dinner later, I have to figure out how to fix stuff that I'm dealing with, and then I'm gonna shoot today's video for the advent calendar coming up in December. It's okay that I'm not maybe shooting live footage today because I'm one day ahead, so I have kind of like a buffer, and that is very good. Otherwise, I would be stressed out again. But what I want to, well, have a philosophy talk or whatever about today is, what does art mean to me? Being a painter, being a crafter, being creative throughout my life, pretty much, and what it does to me and how important it is. So here we go. I've always been having a very good time when I drew something or painted something as a kid, so I always liked it. However, I only discovered it as a real hobby and something that I want to get better at and learn something and do as much as I can. That was only when I was 16. So before that, I did not paint daily or drew something daily. And I found out it helps me relax, it helps me calm down, and it makes the world around me slow down, which is quite a common thing for artists. And over time I just changed media that I use, but I always, it was kind of like my outlet for any kind of stress that I have due to whatever in my life. Could be work stress, could be health issues, could be, I don't know, broken heart, whatever. So there were many things why I had a refuge in arts. So I did never produce as much as I do the last 2 years, so 2013, 2015. But I painted like every weekend, or I doodled during conference calls at work or something. So it was always there. However, if you read the blog post about my piece Broken, I dealt with burnout, depression in 2012. And between 2010 and 2012, I was not able to do any art stuff. It was just like I was blocked. I was unable. I was not creative. I didn't have the need or the wish to do any paintings or drawings. And I guess I just, fumbled and dropped my outlet somewhere on the way. So 2012 comes around and I'm homesick with a burnout and dealing with a quite severe depression and all of that stuff. And I knew that I had to find or regain my outlet for stress. So in August 2012, finally, the day happened that I started painting it again. And that was a whole different story and very emotional and whatnot. And I'm not gonna go into it. But what I realized at that point is I have to make sure for all the days and years that I will live that I do not lose track and that I always have art around me as an outlet. And how better to have a mental health and really stay sane than being an artist full time and go down that adventurous road and try to make a living of it. But making sure that for the rest of my life, I'm not only a woman, I'm not only many other things, but I'm truly and foremost an artist. I got to learn that about myself. So the on the top 10 of the important things in my life, art was always maybe top 5. Now it's top 3. I have to make sure that I do art stuff, that I give my brain and my soul a chance to, well, be balanced and be sane. Other than that, I'm also enjoying it, so hey, that's a cool thing too, right? But so it's a very important thing. The most important thing that is not a relationship with another human being on this good earth. So there's very many different things that I do with art stuff that is not only painting or drawing something. I read a lot about art. I watch a lot of things that are art history or maybe just how-tos, like learning different things, ideas, how something comes to be, or maybe just even more the technical stuff, like how is paint produced? How does that work? Why do different pigments behave differently in certain circumstances? So I'm really deep diving into that, and I find it very interesting for sure, but it completes the picture and that thing that is art. Art is very difficult to define. It's based on, or if you like something or not, or if you can create something or not, is solely on an emotional level for very many people. And that makes this thing called art so unique and almost hard to grasp, or impossible to grasp. However, for you as the creator of that art, you can relate to your pieces decades later. I have paintings that I can look at and I immediately am back at that moment in that emotional state when I painted it. It's almost like paintings are my TARDIS. I can go to any place. They're memories. They're like bits and pieces of your soul, and I find that concept so interesting. And whenever I have a moment, I try to explore that path and not just paint a pretty picture or, well, do something that's popular or try different new media, all of that. There are so many things that you can incorporate into art that it gains personality pretty much. So to keep that thought or that train of thought and that path going and not losing it in daily routines and whatnot, I actually like different art journals or books or movies that really get me into the state where I can explore what is in my head or what do I think and how can I make it into a painting. And one thing that has been very trusty, and I'm not making any advertisements here, but this book actually helped a lot. That is Soul Pancakes, Chewing on Life's Big Questions. And you can just flip through it. It's very pretty. There's a lot of art stuff in there, like artists made pictures about certain topics that are in the book. But what I find quite interesting is that for every chapter there are questions down there that you can, it's the dig deeper part. For example, in the, there's the topic in the part the brain and the soul. There's the topic, how do you reconcile the discrepancies between reason and faith? And then with the dig deeper, there are 3 questions. When has reason failed you? What do you believe strictly on faith? And does every question have an answer? And you can just think about these things and come up with your own answer. And then what I do, I paint it. I paint whatever my answer to one of those dig deeper questions is. And that way I do have quite heavy, emotionally loaded paintings that are very important in my life. And I'm not sharing all of my paintings yet, maybe in, I don't know, 20 years or something. But that's something that I use a lot in art. I also do that with current political or social issues that we do have. I incorporate them in my paintings somehow or in my artwork. And that way I connect to other people or the world. And well, I just explore myself. So art is not only my outlet to stay relaxed and really sane and not going crazy somehow and losing sleep and all of that, but it's also my connection or my adapter to the world and humanity and well, life itself, all of the philosophical questions that you can ask yourself, I try to find an answer for me first, and then I try to depict my answer. And oftentimes it's just emotions that you can put into a painting. It's not a scenery, it's not, I don't know, a still life or something, but it's an emotion. And that is a journey that is very interesting. It's quite, well, it's not rewarding right away, but it's very liberating and rewarding after maybe a couple of months when you can, once you can trust yourself in your painting and put that down, you will be happy with your artwork as well. So that is what art means to me. It's quite weird. It's life. It's a huge part of life. It's a huge part of my soul, my health, pretty much my being. So yay, there you got it. Now the interesting question would be, what does art mean to you? Do you even know? And if you know, or when you know it, can you put it in words? Because you just saw me struggling with putting it into words, what it is. It's an emotion. Art is an emotion. There we get it. So if you are one of those lucky people that knows what art means to them and can put it somehow into words, I would be very grateful and appreciative if you could maybe let me know. If you don't want to comment on the YouTube videos, but send a private message so that you just maybe share it with me and not the world, that would be a great thing too. I would love to read on what goes on in other artists' mind and try to, well, figure out the race of humanity that is artists. So thank you very much for watching and listening to my weird explanations about art and rambling on. I hope you have a very great day, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Take good care. Bye bye.